Hey y'all, hey, I'm back with another video. So I wanted to come to very briefly, I'm not going to be here for a long time. I know I say it all the time, so we'll see. I wanted to talk very quickly about the whole situation with Dr. Jackie. So, Dr. Jackie, if you guys don't know, is from Married to Medicine. So, Married to Medicine has been in the news a lot recently in this cycle or whatever, just because it's been a lot of weird shit going on with them kicking Quad off. Nobody cares, and let's be clear, nobody necessarily is even upset that y'all iced Quad out. A lot of people aren't. It's the way that y'all went about it. It came out very mean girlish, as we like to call it, and it was annoying. But I know Quad is cracking the hell up because ever since that happened, I think everybody else on the show thought that that the fans would be on their side, but the way that y'all did that was wrong. Also, on one of the last episodes, Dr. Jackie, who's an OBGYN, had a conversation with the vice president, who, that's a whole nother conversation for another day, but was talking about black women and their mortality rate when it comes to giving birth, right? Black women are 3 times, I believe, more likely to die in childbirth than I don't know if it's white women or any other race, but we're 3 times more likely to die than most people when it comes to giving birth, right? So I wanted to talk about the comments. Now, to be clear, from my understanding, this clip that I'm about to play is from like 2020 or 2021, and I just want to play the clip, and then we're gonna I'm not gonna be here long. I just have a few things to say, so let's play the clip.
Sometimes, as African American women, we're a bit more dramatic.
This is Dr.
And
Jackie
that
talking.
you go to the doctor and you complain and you complain and you complain, and you're not taken serious because you cried wolf the entire pregnancy.
That ain't me, boo. I don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
I didn't say you. I just said as African American women, we want to also make sure you're being serious with your doctor and not playing the game so I can take you off work. Because then we see you 25 times in the pregnancy. It's hard to believe that there's a true problem when there's a true problem.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So, y'all just heard what she says. So, I'm speaking as a new mom. So, if you're a subscriber, you would know that I just had a baby back in September. As y'all could see, I am, this used to be my daggone office. This is her room now. She owns this. My baby is sleeping at the moment. God bless her heart. So as a brand fresh new mother, like my baby is a newborn still technically, I was very disturbed, even as not as a new mom, just as a woman, I'm very disturbed by what she just said. Couple of things, let's go through it. It is like known at this point, because there's been a lot of studies done, that a lot of doctors tend to think that as black women, we can endure pain a whole lot more than maybe like a white woman can. And that goes all the way back to like slavery. If you really want to do the research, it goes all the way back to there. So one of the things that as black women, and one of the things that contributes to black women dying at a high rate, is the fact that we're not taken seriously when we talk about our pain. So let me talk about my experience in particular, right? So I found out that I was pregnant in January of this year, right? Okay. Top of January, I found out real early because my body don't be playing no games. It's going to tell me when something ain't right. And this is my first child too, just for clarification. This is my first child. I felt terrible. Okay. I felt so terrible. Did the test, found out that I was pregnant towards the end of January. February. I was in the ER at least, and I mean bare minimum, at least once a week. I was in the ER because of the fact that I could not keep anything down. I could not drink anything. I couldn't even drink water. I have 5 bottles of water right here, just on the ready. I love water. I could not drink water. I could not eat anything. I could not drink. I could not stomach anything. So, of course, due to that, I have no energy. I can't get the fuck up off the floor. So, I'm going to the ER. And every time I go to the ER, what's happening, and I'm telling them what's going on. The first time, okay, cool. I don't mind. I go to the ER the first time. They're like, okay, well, we're going to set you up with some fluids. We're going to get you, some iron and stuff like that in you to make you better. All right, cool. I go the first time. I'll come back a couple days later because guess what? I still can't eat anything, still can't drink anything. I'm being told the next time that I go, oh, well, this is just how it is in the beginning of your pregnancy. All right, fine. The next week, second week of February, I go to the ER again because I still cannot eat. I went, all of this to say, I went to the ER at least, because I can't remember every week, but at least once a week for the entire month of February. And every time I went, I'm being told, oh, you're just, sick because it's just the top of your pregnancy and you're not really doing well. Mind you, I'm asking everybody around me and people are like, damn, like, I didn't feel well, but I'm not having the problems that you're having. Like, yeah, people are like, yeah, I would throw up. Like, my mom, my best friend, everybody that I know is like, yeah, I didn't feel good, but like, what you're going through, it seems a little worse because you can't keep down nothing. I don't mean I would eat. It was certain things that I would eat and I would throw up. I could not eat anything. The only thing I think that I could eat, which is really weird, was like apple slices. I was literally living off of apple slices for the second and third month of my pregnancy. That's what I lived off of because it was the only thing that I could stomach. There was nothing else, and I tried it all, and I could not drink anything. So when all I'm doing is eating apple slices and I can't drink any water and I can't drink any juice, I'm trying to Gatorade, I'm trying to power juices, it's all coming up. And every time I go to the hospital, I'm being told I'm just getting fluids via IV, getting some iron, and then I'm being sent home a couple of hours later. At some point, it started to get absolutely ridiculous. The hospital that I was going to is also like it's like a women's hospital, so it also has like a doctor's office and stuff like that. So my doctor's office just so happened to be in that hospital. It wasn't until the 6th week in a row of me going to the ER. On my way to the ER, I called my doctor because I just so happened because I had my OBGYN and she was a white woman, mind you, a white woman. I literally had to call my OBGYN and tell her, look, I'm on my way back to the hospital again. And she was like, they didn't keep you? They didn't admit you or anything like that all of the times you went? Nope. She said, all right, give me a couple minutes. I go to the hospital. I get in the back. They're about to send me home again. I say, can y'all give me a second? Because my doctor said that she's going to call. My OB calls. Guess what? They admit me. I get admitted and come to find out I have hyperemesis, which if y'all don't know, it's like kind of like when you're pregnant, but you can't keep anything down. You're just constantly throwing up. Like it's more than your average. I'm just sick. This is the beginning of my pregnancy. I'm not feeling well. Like it is an elevated version of that. Why the hell did it take me going to the hospital at the bare minimum once a week for 6 weeks before I was fucking admitted and before somebody took me seriously? Because, Dr. Jackie, because of thinking like that. Oh, you're just being over dramatic. Oh, you just don't want to do this. Oh, you just don't want to do that. Let's talk about work for a second. Because something else that she talked about was, oh, you guys just don't want to go to work. You just don't want to go to work. Something that did happen once I was admitted is that I had asked a doctor. Mind you, I asked a doctor if it was okay if I got a note for me to at least not go back to work for at least 2 days. Give me a note for 2 days so that I can go home, get it together, see if I can keep stuff down. Because the thing about it is, I work from home, but I have to go in the office twice a week. And throughout those 6 weeks, every time I was going to office, my boss was sending me home because my boss and my managers could all see how bad I was doing. I was at my desk looking like shit. So every time I would come in, they would send me home and be like, no, go home and go get some rest. Go home. So every week damn near, it was like, what are you even coming in for? Like, you not doing well. I can't even sit at my desk. I got my wastebasket next to me. I'm literally throwing up in the office amongst a whole bunch of damn people. Okay? So when I was finally admitted, and I was there for maybe like 4 or 5 days. Like I said, they diagnosed me with hyperemesis. And then when it was almost time for me to go home, I had asked the doctor, hey, is it okay if I get a note, just for me to not go to work for just like about 2 days, just so I can kind of go home and get back into the realm of things. I don't want to be in office throwing up everywhere. And the doctor was like, well, what is it that you do for a living? And I'm like, I do marketing. Okay, let me think about it. Let me try to figure some stuff out. And I'm like, what is there to fucking figure out? I'm literally in the hospital now. I have been coming to the hospital at the bare minimum once a week for the past 6 damn weeks. And you're telling me that you can't write me a note to give me 2 freaking days off of work so that I can make sure that I'm feeling a little bit better, that I'm not in office throwing up, so that I don't have to go in office for me to throw up for them to send me right home? Words like Dr. Jackie and the rhetoric that she was just saying is why things like that happen. Because as a black woman, I'm not taken seriously. Oh, you just don't want to go to work. I don't care about going to work. To be quite honest, I love my job. I don't mind it at all. It wasn't until a nurse who was pregnant, that doctor, every time she came back in and I would ask her about the note, oh, I gotta talk to this person, I gotta talk to her. It wasn't until the day that I was getting discharged that my nurse came in, and it was a pregnant woman. And I said to her, I said, I was looking for, look, and my baby's waking up. Look at my baby. Hey, my baby. Here's my baby. Here, Mrs. Boogie. Here, Mother Boogie. There you go, Boogie. It wasn't until a nurse that was pregnant came in, and I was saying to her, I'm really waiting for a doctor's note, And she said, for what? I'm like, because me doing not so well, I just wanted a day. She said, she's like, stop right there. She said, how long do you need off? I said, just 2 days. She said, bet. Walked in, wrote a note, and gave it to me. Why is it that I have to have a nurse that's pregnant, I didn't even have to explain to her what it is that I was going through, and she gave me a note to not go back to work. But when I asked an actual doctor, she looked at me and she really was giving me, I don't really know. She definitely gave off, like Dr. Jackie was saying, that I was trying to be lazy or some shit. When I literally have a history at this point of being in the hospital, in the ER, in your faces every day for a month and a half. Stuff like what Dr. Jackie says is exactly what goes on in actual hospitals, and why black women, we die at the rate that we do, because y'all don't take us seriously. If you want to talk about it, black women, we're probably the most hardworking people that you're gonna find. Here, Boogie. Here, Mrs. Boogie. Here, Mrs. Boogie. Especially when it comes to being a mother and working. We the ones that's on the front lines. Let's have a conversation. Most black women that I know, they get their ass up and they go to work, pregnant or not. I think it's even disgusting that we even have to work. You should have the option to work if you're pregnant. Because being pregnant is very hard. It's a lot of work. It's exhausting. Hold on, y'all. Hi, Mrs. Booty. Hi. It's exhausting, okay? It's super exhausting. Look at my baby. Look at the back of her daggone head. Her little damn bald spot. It's exhausting. It's very much so exhausting. And so to be a new mother and to hear somebody say that, that's exactly why I had the problems that I had. Point blank period. It's why I had the problems that I had. It's ridiculous. If you're going to be a OBGYN and you claim that you're standing up for black women, then stand up for us. Don't be playing in our faces. Don't try to give white people more ammo to say that we're out here and we're just being lazy. And we don't know when to take. You're supposed to take us serious every single time. And if there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. But to sit up there and try to say that, well, you're crying wolf. Who cares? You're a doctor. You're supposed to listen to what I'm saying. And if you find that there's nothing wrong, then there's nothing wrong. And if you have to see a woman 25 times in her pregnancy, do you really think as a pregnant woman, I want to get up and go to the motherfucking doctor 25 times? Do you know how annoying by the end of my pregnancy, because at some point you have to go to the doctor every week. Do you know how annoying that was? And by the end of my pregnancy, I had to go to 3 doctor's appointments a week. A regular one, I had to go to one about my blood sugar, and I had to go get an iron infusion. That was 3 appointments every week for the last 2 months of my pregnancy. Do you know how annoying that is? And so if you see a woman 25 times, you think it's because she wants to be there? You think she wants to be there? She want to be laying in her bed. And I'm not saying that there are not people who try to milk it. There are, but I'm telling you, more than not, we're serious. And a lot of times as Black women, we have to over exaggerate for y'all to take us seriously. And I'm not gonna you have people. I know people are like, well, oh, Dr. Jackie's never had a baby, so she just don't get it. I don't think you have to have a baby to understand that that is absolutely ridiculous what she said. Right, Mrs. Boogie? It pisses me off. Do better, Dr. Jackie. That's it. I said I wasn't going on for long. I'm done. I gotta go be a mother. Not in an aggressive way. I love my damn baby. But y'all tell me what y'all think about. Bye.